Hey everybody, Headhunters Customs with Joel and Elisha, and we're going to do a quick uh, show off of the skeleton Tomb Lord body and how easy it is to put together when you get it from me. I'm going to use this Horza belt for this example, but here we
What
go.
did you call that thing?
It's a Horza. Got my belt thing there. Away we go.
This is my favorite piece. This is super cool.
Right, that's shield you showed off.
This is the shield. I'm gonna put my hand behind it and focus in. So the lighting's a little awkward in here for you to tell how like pigmented red it is, but it is really
I don't know what's
beautifully pigmented. You know, laptop camera, cheap light. Yeah, this is really neat. It's got like a really cool, you can kind of see like it's nice and three-dimensional, thick and weighty.
Put that in there a little bit longer. Did this already cool down too much? Well, it's pretty hot.
It's still pretty warm. It's still pretty toasty.
Okay.
I have an electric tea kettle.
Jen? Okay.
This is what happens when you have 4 kiddos. I have an electric tea kettle that you can pick the temperatures you want things to be at. I went ahead and selected the lowest temperature
After
available
our
at
fiasco
170
earlier.
and kind of put it in this big glass casserole dish that we have off to the side here. I will say I stuck a figure in when it was pretty close to 170 and a little bit of paint came off the boot. I didn't even scratch it or anything. That was just me putting it in there. So I do think there is a temperature that is too high to put figures in the water.
Crazy fit. I apparently forgot to
Wow.
support.
Just FYI. I actually have not even seen this. This is not one that I didn't see it when he was making it. So
I didn't make
so kind of well, whatever. When he was getting it, printing it, adjusting it, whatever he was doing.
Jen, shh. Jen, shh. Jen, shh.
Oh, thank you. She was just trying to tell us. Okay, so that's my son's door. This sponge fell from the top of it because earlier when my toddler grabbed this sponge and brought it in, there was still soap on it. If you haven't ever bought a Scrub Daddy, they're amazing. They retain soap forever. Anyways, she was like trying to scrub her body with it, and I was like, no. And I went to just throw it, and in the most ridiculous way ever, it like landed in the door, like up there. And so when she like closed the door, it must have fallen. And so she's like, here is this. Oh man. Good times. Good times.
So just piecing it all together, working. That's a hard fit, I will say. If you guys feel like you got a drill,
you don't
perfectly
like
fine.
it that tight.
If you don't like it that tight, then you ain't me. No, I was kidding.
Gracious. I hope my dad doesn't watch this.
I'm just teasing. Your wrists here. Oh, those went on pretty easily.
Some things fit tighter than others.
That's right. Oh no! If I didn't glue that in. That's why that just.
And it is still warm from
just falling off.
From being in the water. In fact, you probably want to get the shoe out.
Yeah, probably.
I probably wouldn't leave it in the water for too long. It's not like terribly hot, but definitely warm.
So using special pauldrons that I did the black peg on.
I don't think you can, and really cool design here. And yeah, he put these. So if you guys missed our video from last weekend, he put these little pegs. Here you can see. And they clip in to these holes here in the back. I like to say what this kind of reminds me of. I don't know if you guys have ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to do it. Have ever seen them or like have kids or whatever, but they made this toy called Hero Mashers that was really cool. And it essentially was like this. You get these action figures and the parts all the way up to, this basically is interchangeable with other characters. So you could hero mash villains and superheroes together. You could we ended up getting like dinosaur ones. So you could put like dinosaurs together.
Oh, yeah, Jurassic Park ones,
Like yeah, we had like
Star
Jurassic
Wars.
Park. We had Star Wars. You could be like Vader head,
Colonel
Green Goblin
yes.
body
That's pretty cool.
with like crazy legs, like a Hulk leg, and Anyways, it was really fun. And obviously, I mean, as an adult, you're probably not gonna like randomly mash a bunch of awkward parts together.
Yeah,
But but this kind of reminds me of that, and I think that's kind of why it's like fun for me. Like it was fun to do it with my son. It was one of those toys I kind of enjoyed playing with him. And I still think this is really cool, and this is kind of similar to that.
Cool head.
Yeah, I kind of showed the head a little bit.
And I got it.
You know what we should do is use this to show off the red.
Yeah.
Because I bet being against like white, it'll show red a little better. Dun-dun. And then here, do your. Dun-dun.
So I'm finding that there's just certain things that just simply are impossible or whatever. Like the wrists, just I don't know how to make that better. I guess you can use Saran wrap to make it or whatever, but I can only make it so tight. If I make it too tight, you're gonna break your toy. So
yeah, we don't. I guess what he's saying is there's only so far he's comfortably willing to tighten a fit.
That's pretty far.
Because if you guys are spending money on these toys and then you're spending money on a kit, we don't want your toys to get broken from the kit, and we don't want the kit to get broken in trying to like force something together.
So I had to print a new peg thing. I didn't quite understand the directive, but it has a C clamp thing, so it just clicks on here. But we'll
like Captain America's shield.
Anyway, so that'll work I think it'll work in the end.
He always makes it work. You can call him the new Tim Gunn.
So that's your Tomb Lord skeleton kit in under 10 minutes.
I could
honestly,
say it would be less.
If I didn't get stuck on some things and we weren't talking. But honestly, I'm gonna brag about the fact. I'm gonna have to brag on myself for a second here. You don't see the other people carrying this stuff, showing this off because they can't. They can't do it. It needs to be remixed. If
you've missed the other kind of video, basically at the heart of it, this is not like a jab at buying from other people. Obviously, you can buy from whoever you want.
If you're an expert customizer, you might not care.
Whatever. And then, maybe you have plans and you want to like mess around with it.
That's true.
But if it matters to you that you want to be able to pick something that should pretty much fit right away, when you get from Headhunters Customs, like it is so imperative to him that stuff fits for you because in the long run he wants to save you the time.
I mean,
time is literally the most valuable thing we have. So if he can save you some time,
right? And there's a lot of people that just simply don't customize, and I'm trying to reach out to you guys who don't because you're afraid. It's
maybe
nothing to be afraid of.
You don't have the time. Maybe you're like, I just don't have the time.
Yeah, a good paint job will definitely.
But at the same time, he prints in really cool.
I mean, that's just cool looking as it is. You don't have
so
to
it's like it is cool. So like even if it took you a little while to get around to painting,
like can you imagine
it is
all these rubies and stuff if you kept them clear red and then you painted like metal around them?
Oh yeah, Hobby Lobby metallic paints.
He has like a medallion thing there. And so another thing I did to this torso that you're not going to find at the others is, of course, I got my Pop Fit thing, and I actually added a bit of the pelvis. That was not there. It was actually just this metal part. It would have been super thin looking on these figures when you consider how wide their waist is. That's from the other figure. I kind of briefly touched on it. We'll talk about it with the next one. But anyway, so I added that pelvis, and for texturing purposes, I really you can see there how I made those bones very textured looking.
Hold it kind of at an angle.
That's good for dry brushing and stuff, so that way it really picks up cool details. So
So
um,
at the end
that's
of
your
the
Tomb
day,
Lord skeleton figure, and that's how you put it together. Briefly, under 10 minutes.
so in the grand scheme, Joel likes to always add a little bit of himself into something if he can.
If I can, yeah.
If he can. If he can't, and you know.
At least try to make it fit well.
He tries to add a signature piece of himself, and if he can't do that, his signature is that he will try his absolute hardest to get every single piece to fit as good as it can without damaging either the kid or the toy. And that's if that's something you're interested in, if that's what you care about, like you appreciate the integrity and what he's doing, like this is where you want to buy stuff from. This is like who you want to keep an eye out.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the place you want to be. And if not, like that's fine. Like, you know, everyone has like their niche thing. Everyone has their person they prefer. Everyone has their style they like. And, you know, I just keep telling him like, you know, people will like what they like about you. And I think that, you know, him working extra hard to try to get it to be a little easier on time for you guys is a big deal.
Yep. That's a big deal to me, at least.
Hey, kiddos, can you close that door?
So, thanks, everybody. Like, subscribe, follow.
Share the video.
Share the
page. Share
the
anything.
page.
If you at all enjoyed
Comments.
this, comment. Let us know. Share it. Give a thumbs up. Like it. Like something. I mean, like us, please. Somebody.
They're pretty cool.
That's not desperate, even a little bit. Anyways, thanks guys.
Bye.